Step onto the sands of Arrakis, and you'll find more than just colossal sandworms and precious spice. Beneath the surface of Frank Herbert's Dune lies a profound, intricate tapestry, woven with threads of Islamic language, philosophy, and culture. This isn't merely superficial borrowing. It's a deliberate, scholarly integration that elevates Dune from a science fiction epic to a prescient commentary on power, prophecy, and human destiny. Frank Herbert, a keen observer of human societies and ecological systems, crafted Dune not just as an adventure, but as a complex sociological experiment. His deep interest in comparative religion, political science, and the psychology of leadership led him to draw from a vast array of global cultures. Among these, the rich heritage of Islamic civilization stands out as a foundational influence, shaping the very essence of the Freemen and their desert world. Herbert's genius lay in his ability to synthesize diverse elements into a cohesive, believable future. He envisioned a humanity that, despite millennia of technological advancement, still grappled with ancient spiritual questions and cultural identities. Dune thus becomes a mirror reflecting our own world, inviting us to explore the enduring power of faith and tradition in the face of radical change. The linguistic landscape of Arrakis is unmistakably imbued with Arabic. Herbert intentionally integrated terms that resonate with real-world Islamic and Middle Eastern vocabulary, lending an immediate sense of authenticity and ancient heritage to the Freeman culture. This isn't just decorative, it's a deliberate choice that grounds the fictional world in a recognizable, albeit distant human past. Consider terms like Mahdi, the prophesied savior, Shai-Hulud, the Freeman name for the sandworms echoing thing of eternity, or the battle cry Yahya Chuhada, meaning long live the martyrs. These are not random sounds but direct transliterations or adaptations of Arabic phrases. They immediately immerse the reader in a culture that feels both alien and deeply familiar, hinting at a shared linguistic ancestry. Beyond these direct borrowings, the very cadence and structure of Freeman speech often mirror the poetic and often metaphorical nature of Arabic. This linguistic depth adds layers of meaning, suggesting a long history of migration and cultural fusion that led to the unique Freeman identity. It's a subtle yet powerful way Herbert builds his world, making language a living artifact of history. At the heart of Freeman spirituality lies Zen Sunni, a fascinating syncretic religion that explicitly combines elements of Zen Buddhism and Sunni Islam. This fusion is more than a clever name. It represents a profound philosophical synthesis. From Zen, the Freemen derive a deep connection to their environment, a focus on inner discipline, and a stoic acceptance of harsh realities. From Sunni Islam, they draw a structured theological framework, a strong communal identity, and a profound eschatological hope. The concept of the Mahdi is paramount here. In Islamic tradition, the Mahdi is a divinely guided leader who will appear at the end of times to restore justice and righteousness. The Freemen's fervent belief in a coming Lisan al-Gaib, or voice from the outer world, who will lead them to paradise, directly mirrors this Islamic prophecy. Paul Atreides, through the machinations of the Bene Gesserit and the Freemen's own desperate hope, becomes this prophesied figure. His journey from outsider to Messiah, his struggle with the burden of prescience, and his ultimate leadership of a holy war resonate deeply with the narrative arc of a Mahdi figure. This religious framework provides the moral and spiritual backbone of the Freemen's struggle for liberation. The cultural practices of the Freemen are replete with Islamic inspirations, reflecting a deep understanding of desert-dwelling societies. Their reverence for water, a precious commodity on Arrakis, mirrors the Islamic emphasis on water purity and conservation, particularly in arid regions. The Freemen's elaborate water discipline, where every drop is sacred, echoes the practical and spiritual significance of water in Islamic cultures. Their attire, particularly the still suits designed to conserve moisture, evokes the practical and modest clothing often found in desert communities. The veiling practices of Freeman women, while serving a practical purpose against the sand, also resonate with the tradition of hijab in some Islamic societies. These elements are not merely aesthetic, they are functional and deeply integrated into the Freeman way of life, reflecting a culture shaped by its environment and its faith. Furthermore, the Freemen's communal living, their strong tribal bonds, and their emphasis on hospitality towards fellow desert dwellers reflect the social structures and values prevalent in many traditional Islamic societies. Their deep sense of justice, their willingness to fight for their beliefs, and their profound respect for elders and leaders all contribute to a cultural fabric that feels distinctly, yet subtly, Islamic in its underpinnings. The spice melange, the most valuable substance in the universe, serves as a powerful metaphor for oil, particularly in the geopolitical context of the 1960s when Dune was written. Just as oil fueled industrial economies and became a flashpoint for international conflict, spice is the lifeblood of the Imperium, enabling interstellar travel and extending human lifespans. Arrakis, a harsh desert planet, becomes the sole source of this vital resource, mirroring the Middle East's role as the primary source of oil. The struggle for control over Arrakis, involving powerful houses, the Emperor, and the secretive Spacing Guild, directly parallels the global scramble for oil resources and the political maneuvering that defines international relations. This metaphor extends to the exploitation of the native population. The Freemen, like many indigenous peoples in resource-rich regions, are marginalized and oppressed by external powers seeking to extract their planet's wealth. Herbert masterfully uses spice to explore themes of colonialism, resource dependency, and the devastating impact of external exploitation on local cultures and environments. The term jihad appears prominently in Dune, particularly in the context of Paul Atreides' rise and the subsequent holy war that engulfs the galaxy. However, Herbert's portrayal of jihad is complex and often diverges from its traditional Islamic interpretations. In Dune, the Freemen's jihad is primarily a struggle for liberation, a violent uprising against oppression, and a fight for survival and self-determination. In Islamic theology, jihad broadly means struggle or striving. It encompasses both the greater jihad, the internal spiritual struggle against one's own vices, and the lesser jihad, external struggle which can include defensive warfare. Herbert's jihad in Dune leans heavily into the latter, but with a critical lens. He explores the dangers of religious fanaticism, the manipulation of prophecy, and the devastating consequences of a messianic movement spiraling out of control. Paul Atreides, despite being the Mahdi, is horrified by the scale and brutality of the jihad he unleashes. Herbert uses this to critique the potential for religious fervor to be co-opted for political ends, leading to unimaginable violence. This nuanced portrayal invites readers to reflect on the complexities of religious movements and the fine line between liberation and destruction. The Bene Gesserit, a powerful, secretive sisterhood, are central to Dune's narrative, manipulating bloodlines and prophecies for millennia. Their methods, which include extensive training, mental conditioning, and the strategic planting of myths and legends on various planets, bear striking resemblances to historical esoteric orders and religious movements. Their missionaria protectiva, the practice of seeding primitive cultures with prophecies and superstitions, directly influences the Freemen's belief in the Lisan al-Gaib. This manipulation of faith for political and social control is a recurring theme in Dune, highlighting the dangers of unchecked power and the vulnerability of belief systems to external influence. The Bene Gesserit's pursuit of the Kwisatz Haderach, a male who can access both male and female ancestral memories and see across time, also echoes various messianic and prophetic traditions. While the term Kwisatz Haderach itself is Hebrew, the concept of a singular, all-knowing figure who can bridge divides and lead humanity resonates with figures across Abrahamic faiths. Beyond the direct cultural and religious influences, Dune offers a profound ecological commentary that resonates with the challenges faced by many arid regions, including those in the Middle East. The planet Arrakis is a stark depiction of a world ravaged by desertification and resource scarcity, particularly water. Herbert's detailed descriptions of the Freemen's water discipline, their still suits, and their dream of terraforming Arrakis into a lush green world highlight the critical importance of environmental stewardship. This ecological narrative serves as a powerful allegory for our own planet's struggles with climate change, water shortages, and the sustainable management of natural resources. The Freemen's deep, almost spiritual connection to their harsh environment and their understanding of its delicate balance also reflects the wisdom of indigenous desert communities. Their fight for survival is not just against political oppressors, but also against the very elements, making their story a universal tale of resilience and adaptation. Frank Herbert's incorporation of Islamic-inspired elements adds unparalleled depth and complexity to the Dune universe. It transforms a science fiction story into a rich tapestry of cultural exploration, literary analysis, and philosophical inquiry. For Dune fans, sci-fi enthusiasts, religious scholars, literary analysts, and history buffs alike, the series offers endless avenues for discussion and discovery. By weaving these threads, Herbert created a world that feels ancient and futuristic simultaneously, a testament to the enduring power of human culture and belief. Dune challenges us to look beyond the surface, to question power structures, to understand the origins of faith, and to reflect on the profound impact of history and culture on our collective destiny. It is a masterpiece that continues to resonate because it speaks to universal themes through a uniquely crafted lens. The sands of Arrakis hold countless secrets, and the connections between Dune and Islamic culture are just one facet of its profound complexity. We invite you to delve deeper. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What other cultural or religious influences have you discovered in Dune? Which aspect of the Freeman's world resonates most with you? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses of your favorite literary worlds. Join our community of explorers as we continue to unearth the hidden layers of meaning in science fiction's greatest sagas. Your journey into the heart of Dune has only just begun.